Hello students, how are you all? Welcome back to our online classes from LPM Public School situated at Gola Bazar, Gorakhpur. I hope you all are doing good job at your home. This is your English teacher. So my dear students, today I am here with a new chapter from your English reader book. Chapter number 10, Pitpats Journey. So students, do you know raindrops completes a whole journey from earth to sky and then again back to earth from sky. This cycle goes on. Here you will come to know about the journey of a raindrop. So students, Pitpat is a raindrop. So this is a story of Pitpat's journey, who is a raindrop, who chose from their water bodies from ocean to the clouds and back to the ocean. So it is generally a description of water cycle. How does water travel from the ocean to the clouds and back to the ocean? So in this chapter we are going to know about the water cycle. Now let's begin the story. Pitpat, the raindrop, is sleeping on a wave. He goes up and down in the middle of the ocean. So my dear students, here Pitpat, the raindrop, is sleeping on a wave and goes up down in the middle of the ocean. Sun, wake up Pitpat. Now Sun said to Pitpat, wake up. Pitpat, oh, it's getting very hot. Sun, well, my rays are very powerful. It will get hotter still. Pitpat, stretching and looking up. That dark cloud looks cool. It will be nice up there. Now students, when the sun asked Pitpat to wake up, Pitpat said, oh, it's getting very hot. And then sun replied, well, my rays are very powerful. So students, the rays of the sun are very powerful and it will get hotter. Then Pitpat, stretching his arms and looking up, he saw the dark cloud that looks cool and he think it will be nice up there. Just then Pitpat feels light and warm. He begins to rise up in the air. Now Pitpat feels light and warm and he begins to rise up in the air. Pitpat, waving to the sun, hey, I am floating. I don't have to swim anymore. I am just gliding up and up. As Pitpat floats higher, he sees some other drops floating beside him. Now, Pitpat is waving to the sun. He said, hey, I am floating and he don't have to swim anymore. He is just gliding up and up. As he is floating higher, he saw some other drops floating beside him. Drip drop. Hello, I am Drip drop. Have you two come for a ride. Pitpat, hi, I have come to cool off. Come, let us join that group there and form a cloud. Now here, drip drop, that is also a water drop. He said to Pitpat, hello, I am Drip Drop. He introduced himself to Pitpat that he is Drip Drop, and he asked Pitpat, have you to come for a ride? Then Pitpat replied, hi, I have to come to cool off. And he said Drip Drop to join that group there and form a cloud. Soon, Pitpat is a part of a cloud. So, students, do you know how clouds are formed? When teeny drops join together and then they form a cloud. He floats in the sky along with the other drops of water. Now, Pitpat is floating in the sky with the other drops of water. Drip drop. There we are in a cloud. Lots of drops like you and me have come together to form a cloud. Now, Drip drop said to Pitpat, there they are now a cloud, and lots of drops like Pitpat and Drip drop have come together to form a cloud. Pitpat, hey, look at that boy below with his sheep. Drip drop, those mountains are green and beautiful. Now, Pitpat and Drip drop see below. They saw a boy with his sheep and green and beautiful mountains on the earth. Pitpat, oh, I can see so much from up here. I love being in a cloud. Now, Pitpat said he can see so much from the sky, and he loved to being in a cloud. Suddenly there is thunder and lightning. The cloud starts shaking. So students, suddenly there is thunder and lightning and the clouds start shaking. Drip drop, there is going to be a storm. Get ready for some fun. The teeny drops of water join each other to form large drops. The large drops become very heavy, then get ready to fall on earth as rain. Now students, Drip drop said to Pitpat that there is going to be a storm and get ready for some fun. So students, do you know how the raindrops fall on the earth? The teeny drops of water join each other to form a large drop, and the large drops become very heavy and they get ready to fall on earth as rain. Pitpat, look, Drip drop, that would be a good place to land. Drip drop, yippee, here we come. Pitpat, this is fun, smell the fresh air. Drip drop, wow, we are going so fast. Now students, Pitpat and Drip drop are enjoying Pitpat said Dripdrop, look, that would be a good place to land. And Dripdrop said, Yippee, here we come. Pitpat said, this is fun and smell the fresh air. Dripdrop said, wow, we are going so fast. Pitpat, we are going to join that stream. Pitpat and Dripdrop slide down a rock and fall on a leaf. The leaf floats down the stream. The stream joins a river. The river flows into the ocean. Now students, Pitpat and Dripdrop join the stream and they slide down a rock and fall on a leaf. The leaf floats down the stream and the stream joins a river and river flows into the ocean. It means now Pitpat and Dripdrop are back again into the ocean. Pitpat, hey, this is where I started. We are back in the ocean. Now, students, Pitpat and Dripdrop are back again in the ocean from where they started. Dripdrop, so are you? Sometimes I have landed in a field and watered the crops. Sometimes I have fallen as snow. Once I was part of a lovely lake. Now students, Dripdrop told Pitpat that sometimes he had landed in a field and watered the crops. Sometimes he had fallen as snow and once he was a part of lovely lake. Pitpat, how exciting! So will this happen again? Dripdrop, yes, it will go on and on. When it gets very hot, we rise up in the air. In the sky, we join other drops to form clouds. Soon we come down on earth as rain or snow. Pitpat, I cannot wait for another adventure. Now students, Pitpat is exciting and he asked Dripdrop, so will this happen again? Then Dripdrop replied that yes, it will go on and on. When it gets very hot, they will rise up in the air, in the sky, and then they join other drops to form clouds. Soon they come down on earth as rain or snow. Now Pitpat can't wait for another adventure. He is very excited for the another adventure. So students, this story is generally a description of water cycle. When the sun hits the water in ponds, lake, ocean, rivers, the water changes into water vapor like Pitpat and Dripdrop, and the water vapor rises in the air. It cools and forms a small water droplets. These water droplets form clouds, and inside the cloud the small drops of water join and form big drops. These big drops become so heavy that the clouds cannot hold them any longer. These water drops fall as rain. And again rainwater fills up ponds, oceans, rivers, etc. Again water gets heated up by the sun and form clouds. These clouds bring us rain again. The cycle of water forming water vapor, clouds, then falling as rain and filling up ponds, ocean, lakes, rivers is called the water cycle. So, my dear students, I hope you understood this chapter. very clearly by this video. This story is about a water cycle.